Today we are going to be talking about and reviewing adding and subtracting integers. I just want to make sure that the rules are super clear to you. I'm going to start by talking about adding integers. So for adding integers, you have two different scenarios. The first scenario is that the two numbers that you're adding both have the same sign. So if you look at the first column in this chart, if the two integers or two numbers really have the same sign, meaning either they're both positive or they're both negative, you're going to add the two numbers together and keep the sign. So what that means is 9 and 4 are both negative. That means they have the same sign. So we're going to add them together, 9 plus 4, which gives me 13. And then we're going to keep the same sign. So since both of them are negative, it's going to be negative 13. Okay, the other scenario is that the two numbers have different signs. So one's positive and one's negative, like the two examples listed here. So we have negative 9 and positive 4 in the first example, and we have 9 and negative 4 in the second example. Again, one's positive and one's negative. What you're going to do here is you're going to subtract the two numbers. So 9 minus 4 in both cases. 9 minus 4 we know is 5. And then in the first case, we look at the bigger number. The bigger number is 9 in both cases. In the first case, the 9 is negative, which means the sign of my answer also needs to be negative. In the second case, the 9 is positive, and since again it's the bigger number and it's positive, our answer is positive. So 9 plus negative 4 would give me a positive 5. Okay. Now we're going to take a look at subtracting integers. Subtracting integers has an extra step. What I like to do what I like to see you do until you get used to doing subtraction with integers is I like to see you follow the steps listed here. So you're going to draw lines around the subtraction sign. So I'm going to do that for you in each of these examples, just so you can see what that looks like. So just around that subtraction sign. And then we're going to use a method called keep, change, opposite, or keep, change, flip. And so I like to label them just so I remember. Keep, that's a K, change, opposite, keep, change, opposite, keep, change, opposite, and then again, keep, change, opposite. And so you're going to rewrite the problem, these subtraction problems, as addition problems. And so what that looks like, if you look at the first one, we're going to keep the negative 9. So I'm going to try to rewrite this. And then we're going to change the minus sign to a plus sign. And then we need to take the opposite of negative 4, which is going to be positive 4. Okay, I'm just rewriting the problem right now. I'm not going to finish it just yet. The next one, I'm going to keep the negative 9. I'm going to change the sign to a positive or a plus sign. And then I'm going to take the opposite of 4. In this case, that's going to be negative 4. Now, whenever my second number is negative, I always like to put it in parentheses, just so that minus sign doesn't get, that negative sign doesn't get confused within the problem. The next one, 9 minus 4, keep the first 9, change the minus to plus, and then we're going to take the opposite again of positive 4, which is going to give me a negative 4. Okay, and then last but not least, we have 9 minus negative 4, keep the 9, change the sign, and we take the opposite of negative 4, which is positive 4. So I have rewritten all of these problems as addition problems. From here, you go back to what we just did with adding, and the rules are the same. Same signs, you add and keep them. So if you look at the second one, that's this one right here. Same signs, we have a negative 9 and a negative 4. So I add the two numbers, 9 plus 4 is 13, and then I keep the same sign, so it's going to be negative 13. If you look at the last one, both of these are actually positive, same thing, just like you learned in first and second grade, you add those two numbers together to get 13, the sign is positive because they're both positive. Now the other two, hopefully you see why they're different. They are opposite signs. So we're going to subtract them, 9 and 4, subtract them, we get 5, and take the sign of the higher number. 9 is the higher number, and so since it's negative, our answer is also going to be negative. On the third example, again, I have opposite signs, a positive 9 and a negative 4. So I subtract those and I take the sign of the bigger number. The bigger number, again, is 9. And since 9 is positive, my answer is going to be positive. Hope you enjoyed the lesson.